your personal development matters the most from where you are right now. Bring your career into new heights with our affordable and quality in-demand virtual training programs designed just for you. Give your career a boost with a course or a training from Stellar Training Consultancy Services and join thousands of professionals from different walks of life in a learning and development session that fascinates you, motivates you, challenges you to learn new things that you'll use forever in a career you'll love. Find the right training for you today here at Stellar Training Consultancy Services, bringing excellence to professionals.
Stellar Training Consultancy Services Vision and Mission. Vision. Stellar Training Consultancy Services envisions to provide quality, affordable, reliable, accessible, and innovative training programs in the Philippines, thereby increasing global competitiveness and career growth of every individual. Stellar Training Consultancy Services ultimately desires to provide learning and development to all communities and professionals while ensuring both professional and personal growth by the end of every program. Mission. Stellar Training Consultancy Services is dedicated and committed to provide high-quality, accessible, and professional development opportunities in the form of training, webinar, seminars, workshop, or conference. Stellar Training Consultancy Services training programs were created out of a strong passion, a shared vision, and a ceaseless commitment to making learning easily accessible from anywhere in the Philippines.
Panalangin bago magsimula ang pagpupulong. Panginoong Jesus, sinabi mo, kung saan may 2 o 3 nagkakatipon sa ngalan ko, kapiling nila ako. Panginoon, inihahandog namin sa iyo ang pagpupulong na ito. Gabayan mo kami sa aming pagtatalakayan at tanglawan mo ng liwanag ng Espiritu Santo ang aming mga isip upang makita namin ang naaayon sa iyong kalooban. Basbasan mo ang mga gagawin naming pagkilos at patnubayan kami sa bawat hakbang. Nagtitiwala kami na magiging maayos at mabunga ang aming pagtitipong ito, sapagkat narito ka sa aming piling. Amen.
Hello, 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 hello. Hi everyone. Good afternoon. Good afternoon po sa inyong lahat. Happy Wednesday. Wednesday, wait. Let me check if it's Wednesday. And yes, indeed, it's Wednesday. It's midweek. Parang nawala ako sa gitna ng week, ah. So it's midweek. Hi, good afternoon to you all. Welcome po sa ating talakayan this afternoon. Talakayan talaga. Strategic communication skills for all professionals at training. Hi po, good afternoon. Expected participants are 14 participants. 10 are here. So, sa apat, pwede naman po silang humabol. Hi po, magandang hapon po. Let me acknowledge the participants from all walks of life. We have here from National Dairy Authority. We have from the PGH. And we also have from the MAQ residences. So most of our participants are from the Philippine General Hospital. Hi po, good afternoon po sa inyong lahat. If you haven't seen your co-workers joining in the link or in our Zoom classroom, please let them know that we are already starting. Good afternoon. Hi. So, this is actually quite a fresh participants I am attending to right now. So, hi. So, mga hindi pa nakakakilala sa akin dyan. Okay. So, ayan. Nagsisidatingan na ba? Or, well, I have my connection okay naman so far. So, Sir Junmar, laban lang natin to, ah. Ilalaban pa rin natin to kahit medyo laggy yung ating connection. Let me share my screen now so that the presentation. Okay, so is my presentation visible on your end po?
Yes po.
Thank you, Ma'am Christina. Visible naman. Okay. How about sa iba po? Kita po ba yung aking presentation?
Yes po.
Thank you, Sir Paul. And yes po. Crossing our fingers na tuloy-tuloy ito. Ayan. So, thank you so much, Sir Tyron, for confirming, and Sir Junmar for confirming, Sir Jerry and Mom Sarah for confirming that it is visible. All right. Thank you very much. Okay, so I guess yung apat ay hahabol lang, no? Most of them are actually your colleagues. Ika, so let's just go ahead and start. But before that, let me first thank you for choosing Stellar Training Consultancy Services as your partner with your professional training needs. My name is Janisa, and I will be your source speaker in this afternoon's strategic communication skills for all professionals training. So magandang hapon po. Magandang topic ang ating i-discuss this afternoon. This is all about communication. So yeah, so get a chance to develop yourself by learning new skills and earning training certificates. We have administrative training programs, international standardization training programs, regulatory and legislative training programs, budgeting and financial management training programs, human resource management program trainings, customer service training programs, foundation and technical training programs. And we actually have a lot of upcoming virtual trainings. We have this list on our page. Just browse our page, Stellar Training Consultancy Services on Facebook. You can click the link and you will be routed to our Facebook page. Thank you so much. Let's now continue by me reading you the training rules. So we have here for the first 20 minutes of the training, this is for attendance purposes. Please have your cameras turned on. Now, if you want to join me and have your cameras turned on up until the end of this training session, then that's also okay. Wear proper clothing since this session will be recorded for quality and management purposes. And I am encouraging everyone to be interactive and be attentive during the discussion. Saan na ba yung mga cameras nila? Di ko nakikita may nagtuturn na ng cameras. Sa panimulang 20 minutos lang po. Please have your cameras turned on para naman po makikita ko yung mga magagandang pagmumukha at nagagwapuang pagmumukha ng ating mga participants this afternoon. So ayan, thank you so much sa papa-unlock, Ma'am Christina, Sir Paul, and the rest will follow. From Ma'am Jean, thank you so much po. Ayan. Sa first 20 minutes lang naman po. Pero pag kaya at gusto niyo akong samahan, then that's also okay. Now, I actually mentioned earlier that talakayan. So this means that we will be having a discussion. I will be asking for your opinion. You will be sharing your opinions also. So with that, since we came from different walks of life, we have different ideas, iba-iba yung mga pananaw natin sa buhay. We have different definitions on things. Still, we have to respect each and every one. Okay? So napakadali lang ng ating mga training rules. It doesn't require us to do anything extra. So those are our 4 training rules. Napaka-simple, napaka-short, at napaka-understandable. So let's go ahead and let's go ahead and read the intended learning outcomes or the things that we are expected to learn in this afternoon's training session. So we have here, number 1, participants will be able to apply appropriate communication skills across settings, purposes, and audiences. Number 2, participants will be able to demonstrate knowledge of communication theory and application. Number 3, participants will be able to practice critical thinking to develop innovative and well-founded perspectives related to both written and oral communication. Number 4, participants will be able to build and maintain healthy and effective relationships with excellent communication skills. So those are the things that we are expected to learn in this afternoon's training session. So 4 lang yan pero mabibigat. Let's now go ahead and let me ask you this question first before we go with our topic. I have here one question for everyone. What difficulty do you have during communications? So what difficulty do you have during communications? So with my experience, no, when it comes to communication, there is this one difficulty talaga. Language barrier. So yun yung isa sa pinakamahirap talaga when we communicate. If we have, like what I mentioned earlier, di ba, iba-iba tayo. So probably that's one, when you communicate something and then the other person or the receiver interprets it differently because it's not the same. Right? The definition is not the same on his or her end. So probably yun, yung language barrier. Sa inyo po, what are your difficulties when you do communicate? So you can send your answers in our chat box or you can unmute your microphone po and share with us using the microphone. Sige, sinong mauna? Parang graded recitation to. Parang graded recitation ang tira ni Ma'am Ginny sa ngayong hapon na to. Yes, who can go ahead and share their answers? Probably what are your difficulty when it comes to communicating? Sige, go. You can share your answers on the chat box po. Or if you're comfortable, you can use the microphone. Sige. Si Ma'am Camille ba merong extra dyan? Sarap naman siya. Nagbe-break. Anong meron dyan, Ma'am Camille? Anong meron sa atin dyan? Wala. Okay. So how about Ma'am Christina? So what do you think po is your challenge when it comes to communicating, or what seems to be, as far as your experience is concerned, when it comes to communication? Ano po ba yung medyo difficulty or challenge natin? Probably not sa atin but sa mga taong kinakausap natin?
Hello po, good afternoon. For me po, siguro yung kasi dito sa line of work, parang napapasa kasi sa amin usually kasi nasa front po. So, kahit hindi sa amin yung concern, dito po kasi sila napupunta yung mga tao. So, parang wrong information lang kung saan pupunta talaga dapat yung receiver or yung ano po, may kailangan ng assistance.
Miscommunication.
Yes po. Yes
Thank you po,
po.
Ma'am Christina. So, probably miscommunication and misdirection, yun ba? Yun ba yun? Ako ba yung nawala o si Ma'am Christina? Sabihan niyo lang po ako pag nawala po ako. Madali lang po akong mahanap. Charot. So yun. So there are some that probably will escalate and will approach us in our office at hindi naman concern ng ating opisina yun. So probably nga yun nga misdirection, miscommunication, hindi hindi tama yung mga information na nabigay. So yun. To me, it involves diverse interpretations of a single concept during communications. So for instance, if you've expressed an idea that could be perceived as offensive or unpleasant by someone, however, for you, it might be considered normal or the expression of the idea was sincere in general. So this is actually coming from Sir Junmar. So yun nga, this happens because we are unique. We have different interpretations on things. We have different, iba-iba yung pagbibigay natin ng definition at iba-iba din tayo kung paano natin i-accept yung approach or yung approach, yung pag-approach. So yan. So that's probably one of the challenge, no? When we are mixed by other personalities and diverse personalities. Sabi nga dito ni Sir Junmar, no? Diverse personalities also comes with diverse interpretations. So iisa lang yung subject, iisa lang yung topic natin, but on how they perceive things, it's different from us. On how we perceive things, it's different from them. So yun. Thank you, Sir Junmar from Ma'am Sarah, expressing my thoughts. So probably a challenge is that when you express your thoughts and yung pag-i-express mo is that you have this like trust issues if yung kung saan mo ini-express yung thoughts mo is ma-understood ba niya on the way you want it to be understood. From Sir Paul, misinterpretations of the point and the other party's refusal to accept that there was a misinterpretation. Tama po. Yun baka mong isisingit talaga niya na tama yung kanyang interpretation. That person will really stand on his or her ground na tama yung kanyang interpretation of things. You know? But this is actually great and good. Why? Because like what I mentioned earlier, diverse nga tayo eh. So if that other person is not open-minded, if that other person has, medyo mababaw lang talaga yung pagkaintindi niya, then dyan tayo magkakaproblema. Masyadong mapilit. Agree, masyadong mapilit. 'Di ba? Yung ipagsapilitan talaga kung ano yung interpretation nila sa bagay-bagay. They are not accepting other people's understanding or they're not accepting other people's interpretation. So dyan tayo magkakaproblema kapag ganyan. And then in the end, magagalit pa sila because sabihin nila that you are not accepting our interpretation, you are not open-minded. Tayo pa yung hindi open-minded. So dyan tayo magkakaproblema. Thank you so much for all your answers, for all your thoughts, and for all your interpretations. I really appreciate it. Let's now proceed to the official topic. So, diba? Question pa lang yan. Pre-training question at ang dami na nating mga answers and interpretations. Let's go ahead with the official topics in this afternoon's training session. We have your introduction to strategic communication skills. So when we talk about strategic communication skills, what is strategic communication? So when we talk about strategic communication, it means communicating a concept, a process, or data that satisfies a long-term strategic goal of an organization. Strategic communication also refers to policy making and guidance for consistent information activity within an organization and between organizations. So it's not just us communicating something, but it is somewhat like a communication that can be used to when we talk about policy making, guidance of consistent information that aligns with the organization's mission, with the organization's values. So yung mga ganyan. So it also is a type of communication that will, will provide a satisfactory long-term strategic goal of a certain organization. So that's strategic communication, something that will help us plan long-term goals. So not just, it's not just for the sake of communication. No, it's not. It does have a goal when we talk about strategic communication. Now, going back here, we have to also know the importance of communication. So we use communication every day in nearly every environment, including the workplace, most especially in the workplace. So whether you give us a light head nod in agreement or present information to a large group, communication is absolutely necessary when building relationships, sharing ideas, delegating responsibilities, managing a team, and much more. So communication is parang naging basic na lang talaga yan sa ating mga tao every day because we use this every day. Whatever it is whatever it is that we use as a mode when it comes to communicating, it is still communication. Importance of communication skills. So learning and developing good communication skills can help you succeed in your career, make you a competitive job candidate, and build your network. So while it takes time and practice, communication and interpersonal skills are certainly able to be both increased and refined. So practice. Today might not be one of the days when you want to communicate, and when there are days also that you are struggling to communicate. But every day is a learning process. It can be learned. That skill can be learned. When can you consider communication as strategic? So again, communication is strategic when it is completely consistent with your organization's mission, vision, and values. So when it is able to enhance the strategic positioning and competitiveness between their competitors. Ma'am, good afternoon. Marami po sa aming mga taga-PGH ang hindi makakonect. Nakat po kasi ang signal namin. May ongoing emergency po kami. Oh, I hope that everything is going well there, Sir Tyron. Let us know po if you are with a group, if ever hindi sila makapag-connect talaga. No? So, you can have your camera turned on para makikita ni Sir Junmar so that ma-check din niya yung attendance if ever you choose to have it in a group setting po. Oh, I hope that everything, mahina po signal. Okay. So I hope everything is okay there po with the emergency that you are currently dealing with. I hope that everything is fine. So, ingat-ingat po. Habol na lang sila if ever, no? So, ayan, going back, when we talk about communication being strategic, when it enhances the strategic positioning and competitiveness between their competitors, setting them apart from the rest of the organization. Nawalan sila ng net. Okay po, Mama Manolin. Noted po. So when it is aligned to the organizations and it will make the organization competitive, setting them apart from the rest of the organization, yung mga competitors nila, so meaning that's already a strategic communication. Next, we have here a video from TED Ed. This is Dangers of Miscommunication. So let's all watch this.
Have you ever talked with a friend about a problem, only to realize that he just doesn't seem to grasp why the issue is so important to you? Have you ever presented an idea to a group, and it's met with utter confusion? Or maybe you've been in an argument when the other person suddenly accuses you of not listening to what they're saying at all. What's going on here? The answer is miscommunication, and in some form or another, we've all experienced it. It can lead to confusion, animosity, misunderstanding, or even crashing a multi-million-dollar probe into the surface of Mars. The fact is, even when face-to-face with another person, in the very same room, and speaking the same language, human communication is incredibly complex. But the good news is that a basic understanding of what happens when we communicate can help us prevent miscommunication. For decades, researchers have asked what happens when we communicate. One interpretation, called the transmission model, views communication as a message that moves directly from one person to another, similar to someone tossing a ball and walking away. But in reality, this simplistic model doesn't account for communication's complexity. Enter the transactional model, which acknowledges the many added challenges of communicating. With this model, it's more accurate to think of communication between people as a game of catch. As we communicate our message, we receive feedback from the other party. Through the transaction, we create meaning together. But from this exchange, further complications arise. It's not like the Star Trek universe, where some characters can Vulcan mind meld, fully sharing thoughts and feelings. As humans, we can't help but send and receive messages through our own subjective lenses. When communicating, one person expresses her interpretation of a message, and the person she's communicating with hears his own interpretation of that message. Our perceptual filters continually shift meanings and interpretations. Remember that game of catch? Imagine it with a lump of clay. As each person touches it, they shape it to fit their own unique perceptions based on any number of variables, like knowledge or past experience, age, race, gender, ethnicity, religion, or family background. Simultaneously, every person interprets the message they receive based on their relationship with the other person and their unique understanding of the semantics and connotations of the exact words being used. They could also be distracted by other stimuli, such as traffic or a growling stomach. Even emotion might cloud their understanding. And by adding more people into a conversation, each with their own subjectivities, the complexity of communication grows exponentially. So as the lump of clay goes back and forth from one person to another, reworked, reshaped, and always changing, it's no wonder our messages sometimes turn into a mush of miscommunication. But luckily, there are some practices that can help us all navigate our daily interactions for better communication. 1. Recognize that passive hearing and active listening are not the same. Engage actively with the verbal and nonverbal feedback of others and adjust your message to facilitate greater understanding. 2. Listen with your eyes and ears, as well as with your gut. Remember that communication is more than just words. 3. Take time to understand as you try to be understood. In the rush to express ourselves, it's easy to forget that communication is a two-way street. Be open to what the other person might say. And finally, 4. Be aware of your personal perceptual filters. Elements of your experience, including your culture, community, and family, influence how you see the world. Say, "This is how I see the problem, but how do you see it?" Don't assume that your perception is the objective truth. That'll help you work towards sharing a dialogue with others to reach a common understanding together.
All right, so that's Dangers of Miscommunication explained by Ted Ed. So it's really important, no, to have an open mind that it's not only your perspective that is important. It's not your idea that are important. So you can also check with others. You can communicate with others and see if is that really it? So yung ganyan. So types of communication and how to strategically develop them. Good afternoon po iPhone. Hi po, magandang hapon po. Hindi pa na-change yung name, but hi, good afternoon po kung sino man tong si iPhone. Types of communication and how to strategically develop them. So we have here verbal communication, non-verbal, written, and visual. So strategic communication management could be defined as the systematic planning and realization of information flow, communication, media development, and image care in a long-term horizon. Now with this, one must know how to develop each communication type to be more strategically effective. So as mentioned nga, we have here 4, verbal, non-verbal, visual, and we also have here written communication. So when we talk about this, we actually have examples. For verbal, conversation with someone, itong ginagawa natin. Delivering a speech, having a phone call. So that's verbal communication. Non-verbal communication naman are gestures, eye contact, facial expression, body movement, and posture. So yan, di ba? One can be defined or one can be, let's just say, judged by just their body movement and posture rather. Sabihin, hindi yan magjowa. Ay, magjowa yan. Although hindi nila kino-confirm through their verbal and written, but their non-verbal communication are very vivid. They are magjowa, see? So yon, other people will judge us on how we move, body language, and how we dispose ourselves in their presence. So yun. So when we talk about written communication naman, these are emails and letters, reports and proposals, stories and headlines. When we talk about visual communication, ay sample na nun is yung nakikita natin kanina by Ted Ed. Yun yung sample sa visual communication. Good afternoon. Infographics, videos and films, images and pictures. So these are samples of visual communication. So it's really very simple for us to identify, no, kung saan verbal communication ba siya, written communication ba siya, non-verbal communication ba siya, or visual communication. So it's really simple and it's really easy for us to identify as to where it falls. Now let's go with each of these this type of communication to give definition further. We have your verbal communication. Verbal communication occurs when we engage in speaking with others. Gaya ng ginagawa ko ngayon sa inyo. It can be face-to-face, over the telephone, via Skype, Zoom, Messenger, WhatsApp, diba? Whatever it is, whatever mode of communication or whatever application it is, so Viber. So yun. So it is an occurrence of you speaking or engaging in a speaking conversation with others. So some verbal engagements are informal, such as chatting with a friend over a coffee or in an office kitchen, while others are more formal, such as scheduled meeting, huddles, gatherings, town hall meetings, yung mga ganyan. So that's verbal communication. Verbal communication and how we strengthen and how you strengthen or how you can strengthen your verbal communication. So use a strong, confident speaking voice. Be confident when speaking so that your ideas are clear and easy for others to understand. Of course, when you talk, you have to speak clearly so that others will understand. Do not murmur. Do not whisper. But be confident when speaking so that your ideas are clear and easy for others to understand. Use active listening. Active listening allows you to carefully understand the information being delivered. So not active listening so that meron kang ikaribat sa dialogue nyo. But use active listening so that you can carefully understand the information being delivered. Avoid filler words such as like, so, yeah, anyway, basically, can be distracting to your audience. Lalo na kapag ginagamit mo yan more than often. So avoid filler words. Yung start ng sentence mo, meron ganun, So like this, and then yeah, okay, anyway. So natatapos yung isang sentence mo ng mga filler words. So how can that be an effective communication skill? An effective verbal communication. So let's go with nonverbal communication. So nonverbal communication is the transmission of messages or signals through a nonverbal platform such as eye contact. Yun baka mong pag nakikita mo yung boyfriend mo na may yung may ayaw ka na ginagawa sa ng boyfriend mo, titigan mo talaga ng ano, you are going to look at that person intently talaga. So eye contact, facial expression, gestures, posture, use of objects, and body language. So what we do while we speak often says more than the actual words. Oh my God. So I hope po everybody or no one's hurt po. Oh my goodness. So praying for everyone's safety dyan sa my PGH po. So again, what do we do while we speak often says more than the actual words. So we have here naman how we can strengthen our nonverbal communication. So notice how your emotions feel physically. Try to identify what emotion you feel within your body throughout the day. So because when we feel, it will actually manifest with what our gestures and how we do things kapag medyo pagod tayo. Of course, it can be seen, medyo matamlay. Now, if ever galit tayo, yung strong yung ating facial expressions, di ba? Tapos, when we are sick, makikita din sa ating mukha. When we are, when we are in pain, of course, makikita din dyan. So, ingat po ang lahat dyan sa may PGH, ha? Na timing pa talaga. So, be intentional about your message. Make an effort to display positive body language when you feel alert, open, and positive about your surroundings. So be intentional, whatever it is. So when you convey a message, make sure that it is intentional when you use body language. Observe body language of other people. So it's not that your body language, hi po, sa grupo ni Ma'am Hope Kapungkol, magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. I hope that you are okay in there. Labang nininervyos dyan. Ingat po kayong lahat. So, observe body language of other people. Now, if you find certain facial expressions or body language beneficial to a certain setting, use it as a guide when improving your own non-verbal communications. So, pag nakikita mo sumang-ayon sila on how you deliver things or on how you kung paano mo i-handle yung pagiging conversationalist mo, if you think and if you saw that agreeable naman sa kanila, then you can use that as a guide, diba? So I don't know, because March is fire prevention month. I really understand that. Because kahapon merong sunog doon sa Cebu, Mandawi. It's actually just a few blocks away from where I lived before when I was still in Cebu. So masyado talagang mabahay yung lugar na yun. And then the other day naman, merong sunog dito as to where I am in Dumaguete. It was also just few buildings away from our office. So March is really a fire prevention month. Uso kasi mainit talaga. I don't know if you've experienced that in your area, but talagang ang init talaga. When we say mainit, mainit na mainit talaga. Na, di ba? Sana ganun din kainit yung pagmamahal niya sa akin. Charot lang. Tsaka lang. Pinapalighten ko lang yung mood. So let's go with written communication. So whether it is an email, so whether it is an email, a memo, a report, a Facebook post, a tweet, an Instagram post, a contract, etc. All forms of written communication have the same goal: to disseminate information in a clear and concise manner. Though that objective is often not achieved. Kasi nga, no, others will use Facebook to rant. Others will use Facebook posts to, not in a way that it should be used. not beneficial. So written communication is any written message that two or more people exchange. Written communication involves any type of message that makes use of a written word. So that's very understandable when we talk about written communication. So most especially, no, makikita talaga lahat natin ng katoxican when it comes to written communication sa Facebook because there's no filtering. It's different from us submitting an essay. It's different from us submitting a journal. It's not the same as to when we submit a proposal. So how can we strengthen our written communication? So we have here strive for simplicity. Written communications should be as simple and clear as possible to make it more effective. Now, others will actually write with a lot of, flowers, flowery words, and others will actually use yung mga bookish talaga, hahanapin mo pa sa dictionary kung anong meaning ng word na to. So just for them to be tagged as, an English speaker or a writer person na medyo ganyan. So write your communication in a simpler manner, yung that others can understand, that yung hindi pa masyadong nasa level nyo is maka-understand kung ano yung sinusulat nyo. Don't rely on tone. Be careful when you are trying to communicate a certain tone when writing. Example, jokes. Jokes are to be communicated verbally. Kasi iba, there are others that will not accept it as a joke when you just write it, because they cannot, hear the tone of how you're going to say it. So others may misinterpret your joke if you're going to write it. Oh my goodness. Andyan ba yung mga participants natin, sir? Oh my God! Ingat po kayong lahat dyan. Kawawa naman. So, mas mahirap talaga if yung institution na makaka-experience ng ganitong calamity, no, if it is in a hospital. Why? Kasi meron kayong mga pasyente, meron tayong mga sick people na ina-attend. So, aside from, aside from dapat iti-take care natin yung mga sarili natin, we also have to take care of others. So, napakahirap talaga. Ingat po kayong lahat dyan. Prayers for all of you. Review written communication. So setting time aside to reread your emails, letters, or memos can help you identify mistakes or opportunities to say something differently. So before you send emails, before you click, okay lang po, Ma'am Christina, we understand po. Sir Junmar is here naman po, and he is a very understanding individual. He knows, ngayon pa na may emergency, alam na alam niyan. It's okay po. That's accepted po. So before you send out emails, before you send out memos, before you send out letters, and a practice on before clicking post on your Facebook post, please reread the content. So it's very important. So this is how you're going to strengthen your written communication. Strive for simplicity. Don't rely on tone, and review written communication. When we talk naman about visual communication, oo nga po, it's really appreciated that you're still here with us now despite of the situation there. So, okay lang po, naiintindihan lang po namin. So, visual communication is the practice of, so we saw from Sir Rolando's camera. So, parang nagre-live si Sir Rolando. But thank you so much. We really appreciate po. Ayan, ingat po kayo. You're all safe naman po, right? Walang nasasaktan? Damdamin ko lang. Charot. So, sana po kayo ay safe lang, walang injuries. So, ingat po. Napaka-timing naman. Most of our participants are from there. Safe naman po, ma'am. Thank you. Yes, pinapa-evacuate na po kaming lahat. Okay po. So, ingat po kayo. So again, visual communication is the practice of using visual elements to get a message across, inspire change, or evoke an emotion. So visual communication exists in two parts, communication design and graphic design. Communication design refers to crafting a message that educates, motivates, and engages the viewer. When we talk naman about graphic design, ito yung nagpapa-entice, the audience will really watch, will really look into it. Safe and sound po from Sir Jeric. Thank you so much, Sir Jeric, for confirming. So that's visual communication. So again, it is comprised of with communication design and graphic design. So how to strengthen your visual communication? Dito medyo challenge ako, no? Because I'm not quite of a graphic person, but we have one in our office who really does a great job when it comes to visual communications. So ask others before including visuals. So adding visuals can sometimes make concepts confusing or muddled. Getting a third-party perspective can help you decide whether the visual adds value to your communication. Or when you can ask someone if the visual ads that you're going to use or the visuals will add value, will add meaning to the communication or to your communication. Consider your audience. Be sure to include visuals that are easily understood by your audience. You should never use sensitive, offensive, violent, or graphic visuals in any form. So when you have an audience na kids, of course, you have to use visuals na medyo enticing, colorful to their eyes para ma-excite at ma-entice niyo silang mag-watch ng mga visuals mo. Now, if you are naman going to have an audience na medyo yung youngsters, then probably create a more a visual na angkop sa kanilang mga paningin. So let's just say more on like graphics talaga, neons, diba? Yung mga youngsters ngayon. But if ever you have an audience na medyo biologically advanced, then probably you can also use a more simpler visual na mas clear at that and then makikita nila. Hindi yung nilalamon yung text sa graphics mo. So that's why you have to consider also your audience. So again, how to strengthen your visual communication, ask others before including visuals, and consider your audience. So this is how you're going to strengthen your visual communication. Elements of a strategic communication. So after that, we go with the elements of a strategic communication. So the recipe for a great communication by Latimer Group. So we have here, if you look at our communication as if it were a meal, what our audience will consume, we will, of course, want to prepare a communication meal they will enjoy. Different audiences will have differing tastes, and with us, require the recipe to have a different proportions of each ingredient. Sabi ko nga kanina, diba? So if we are going to deal with different audiences, so dapat we have to also make our visuals, make communication that will, that will make or that will be enticing to them. If you're going to prepare a meal, so dapat na, dapat talaga na angkop at gusto nila. So this is strategic communication, recipe of a great communication by Latimer Group. So communication is a meal we have here. It is believed that there are 5 ingredients that must be present in order to have effective, persuasive communications. We have clarity, brevity, context, impact, and value. So again, we have here 5 ingredients: clarity, brevity, context, impact, and value. So we have here a video from Latimer Group, the recipe for great communication. Let's all watch this.
So what's the recipe for great communication? If we were going to think about our communication as a meal, what are the ingredients that we need to have present in the meal? How do we put together a great meal? Well, let's think about it this way. There are really 5 ingredients that have to be present all the time for great communication to be possible. All right, the first ingredient is clarity. How do you make your point clearly? It's got to be clear. The second ingredient is brevity. How do you get to the point quickly? How do you not waste people's time? The third ingredient is context. How do you help people see how your point or how your message fits in for them? How does it make sense for them? The fourth ingredient is impact. How do you make it stand out? How do you make it memorable? And the fifth ingredient is value, which is fairly self-explanatory. How do you make your message valuable for the people who are consuming it? 5 ingredients that will go into every communication meal: clarity, brevity, context, impact, and value. Okay, great. So we've got our ingredients. Now the next question is, how much of each ingredient do we need? And just like cooking a great meal, that's going to depend. Different meals are going to need different ingredients. They're going to need the ingredients in different proportions. And different audiences are going to have different palates. They're going to want different things out of their meal. So the really savvy communicator is going to look at their row of ingredients and is going to be able to determine, based on the audience that they're preparing their message for, what ingredients need to be dominant. So how do you figure it out? Well, when do we need clarity to be an important ingredient? Well, when there's a lot of complexity around the situation or around the issue, you need to make sure that your message includes plenty of clarity so people understand what this is really about. When do we need a bit of brevity? Well, when time is short, when we think attention spans are short, when your audience is going to be very, very senior, you want to make sure you have enough of the brevity ingredient. How about context? Well, maybe when there's unfamiliarity with the topic, or maybe when you're communicating with people that have a lot on their mind, or are walking in to listen to you having just come from something very, very confusing. You probably want to make sure you use plenty of the ingredient context. How about impact? When do we need to have a lot of impact in our messaging? Well, when there's a lot of noise, when we really need to work hard to make it memorable, right? When we really want it to stand out, and we think that's going to be hard to achieve. We got to make sure we add plenty of impact. And then the fifth and final is value. And I think when there's skepticism, when there's choice, when there's competition, when a decision has to be made, and there are other choices that could be made, we have to work hard to make sure that there's plenty of value in the meal that we're creating. All 5 of these ingredients are going to be present in every meal that you create, in every communication that you put together. You always want to make sure that you have some clarity and some brevity and some context and some impact and some value. But depending upon who you're cooking for, depending on who you're preparing for, you're going to make choices of which of those ingredients needs to be most dominant. Think about your communication like you're preparing a meal for an audience and you want to impress them, you want them to have a great experience. And different audiences have different palates, which means you have to adjust the ratios of the ingredients depending upon the situation.
So that's a Latimer Group's recipe for great communication. It's been, discussed and expressed, defined, very simple. So it's understandable, no? When we talk about brevity, concept, value, impact. So kung ano yung mga audiences natin, dapat we have to make our the communication that we are going to, or we are sharing to them more suitable to their, according to the video palettes. So what is clarity? So what I remembered about this in the video is that it has a specific goal that you have to really deliver. Yung baka mong dapat ipaintindi mo talaga sa complex ideas. Yun. So clarity implies emphasizing on a specific message or goal at a time. So rather than trying to achieve too much at once. So without clarity, there are more chances that you might be misunderstood. Having clarity in communication eliminates all possibilities of confusion and miscommunication. Like for example, when you explaining a mathematical solution. So yun. So that needs clarity. That needs more on clarity. How you derive on this particular solution. How you derived in this particular answer. So you're explaining the algebraic expression. So yung ganyan. A combination on physics. So that needs clarity. Brevity naman. Sa brevity, ang na-remember ko dito is yung time. May inaano siyang time. So brevity, conciseness refers to the use of few words in speaking. Brevity provides maximum information in the minimum number of words possible. This means that brevity requires that you avoid repetition, redundancy, vagueness, and overuse of expletives. So meaning to say that naiintindihan nila yan in a span of a short time. So minimum number of words possible. Hindi pa damihan ng words. What is context? So context encompasses many factors that are important for you to consider as you craft your speech. So adding context to your communication makes it more relevant and relatable for other people. So let's just say, for example, no, if you are invited to render a speech about women. So the context is very important. Make sure that you craft a speech that is relatable, that is relevant to the topic. When you're talking or when you are speaking to a bunch of women in front and then you are talking about technology, so it is not relevant. So yun, so engaging in a speech, being a resource speaker, so yung mga ganyan. Those are the types of examples that context will really play an important role. Next, we have your impact. Impact means considering your audience, what information you want to share, and the best way to share it to ensure that the message is understood and most importantly, inspires action. So most people only retain a fraction of what is said to them, but with impactful communication, you're more likely to have an effect on those you're speaking with. So let's just say, for example, mga inspirational speakers, diba? So they are impactful because they probably will make a change on other person's life after them delivering speeches. So that's impact. Value. Communication helps us build relationships by allowing us to share our experiences and needs and helps us connect to others. Putting a weight and adding more value to your message makes the conversation more meaningful. So when we talk naman about value, this is aside from impact, you have to make sure that when you are to communicate, that your objective is to put more value, make sure that it is really valuable because it will help you build relationships. It might be sharing experiences, it helps us also to connect to others. So that's a value. Question so far? Questions? Do you have any questions? How about for our participants na hindi from the PGH? Do you have any more questions po? None po. Thank you, Sir Paul. Thank you, Ma'am Sarah. Thank you so much. So I certainly understand and would take that as a cue that everybody was able to, thank you, Ma'am Manilyn, was able to understand the discussion, and that for those that we have from the PGH naman po, everything is good. I hope that walang anumang sakuna dyan sa kahit hindi man sa participants natin, no? But I hope that, and I pray that everybody is safe. So that is already my cue, guys, since everything is clear naman and understood. So we'll go with our 10-minute short break. It's 3:59. So we'll probably meet around 4:10 for the second part in our activity with our topic this afternoon. So 10 minutes break. Sir Junmar, please take it away po.
Are you a medical professional, an educator, an engineer, or a professional seeking specialized training programs? Stellar Training Consultancy Services is the right training center for you. STCS issues highly government-recognized certification programs that help you as a professional in your career goals. STCS ensures regulatory and statutory compliance to protect you as you skyrocket your career to the top. STCS offers various training modes such as face-to-face sessions, blended sessions, and virtual sessions to ensure the accessibility and availability of the training programs. All training programs offered by Stellar Training Consultancy Services are well thought and created professionally to ensure reliability and retention among participants. Stellar Training Consultancy Services bring excellence to professionals. Are you a medical professional, an educator, an engineer, or a professional seeking specialized training programs? Stellar Training Consultancy Services is the right training center for you. STCS issues highly government-recognized certification programs that help you as a professional in your career goals. STCS ensures regulatory and statutory compliance to protect you as you skyrocket your career to the top. STCS offers various training modes such as face-to-face sessions, blended sessions, and virtual sessions to ensure the accessibility and availability of the training programs. All training programs offered by Stellar Training Consultancy Services are well thought and created professionally to ensure reliability and retention among participants. Stellar Training Consultancy Services bring excellence to professionals. Are you a medical professional, an educator, an engineer, or a professional seeking specialized training programs? Stellar Training Consultancy Services is the right training center for you. STCS issues highly government-recognized certification programs that help you as a professional in your career goals. STCS ensures regulatory and statutory compliance to protect you as you skyrocket your career to the top. STCS offers various training modes such as face-to-face sessions, blended sessions, and virtual sessions to ensure the accessibility and availability of the training programs. All training programs offered by Stellar Training Consultancy Services are well thought and created professionally to ensure reliability and retention among participants. Stellar Training Consultancy Services bring excellence to professionals.
Welcome back mga ka-stellar. So I hope that you were able to consume your 10 minutes and consumed it well. So ako hindi pa, mamaya pa after this. Probably I'll grab something to eat downstairs. Okay, so for me to know po that the participants are here with me so that we can go ahead with our activity and then the second part. Let me know if you are around by saying or by sending in our chat box. I am here. So that alam kong andyan pa kayo. And so that we can proceed with our activity. So 2, 3, and 4, 5. So yan. How many participants do I have? 7 participants can now say your application. 8 or 7 lang. So baka busy yung iba na. So 8, we have 8. So accepted na din yan because most of our participants are really from the PGH institution. So let's go ahead and proceed with our activity. I am here, parang galit si Sir Jeric ah. All capital letters. Okay, so let's go ahead and proceed with our activity. Our activity is what we call... Thank you po, thank you. Hindi po, sabi ni Sir Jeric, hindi po. Hehe. Okay lang po. So ayan, our activity is write it up activity. So what ingredients should you prioritize or invest more in the given situation or scenario? So state at least 2 ingredients and explain why do you think it needs to be prioritized. Or let us just skip the explanation. Let's go ahead and state at least 2 because after each situation, meron naman siyang correct answer na ilalagay. So let's go ahead and see kung ano yung mga maisasagot niyo dito. Let's probably give a minute every situation, no? And then you can go ahead and share the answers. So again, ingredients. So let me just go back to the ingredients para at least mayroong review. So we have here value, impact, context, brevity, and clarity. So again, the ingredients that we have is clarity, brevity, context, impact, and value. So state at least 2 of those ingredients that will apply to the scenario that I will be giving. Okay? So I hope that that is understood. Then let's go ahead and start with our first scenario. As a motivational speaker, which of the communication ingredient would you be focusing to make your inspirational speech impacting? So again, as a motivational speaker, which of the communication ingredient would you be focusing to make your inspirational speech impacting? So at least 2 of the following ingredients: clarity, make your point clearly; brevity, make your point quickly; context, make your message relevant; impact, make your message memorable; and value, make your message valuable. So at least 2 of those ingredients that will apply on the situation. You as a motivational speaker, which of the communication ingredient would you be focusing to make your inspirational speech impacting? So let's give around a minute. So it's already 4:14, 4:15. All answers should be in. So I have 4 here. Five, 6, 8. So we have here 8. So yeah, and it's already 4:15. So let me check the answers. We have here clarity, yeah, and impact from Sir Lance. So we have Sir Roland as clarity and context. Then we have your value and impact from Sir Tyrone. Then we have from Sarah, clarity and impact. Then value and context from Jamila. Then we have here Sir John, clarity and impact. And we have Sir Jerry, context and clarity. For Jamila, we have value and impact. Then clarity and impact then from Manalyn. Clarity and impact from Christina. From okay, that's okay po. So let us reveal the answers, but whatever answers that you have sent on our chat box, all are actually accepted. So here we have the answer. Impact and value. So make your message memorable, make your message valuable. So meron bang nakasagot ng impact and value? Yes, meron si Ma'am Jamila. So ayan, may pakis. Impact and value from Sir Tyron din. Okay? So ayan, at least merong dalawa tayo dito na ako po. Okay po, Sir Tyrone, noted po. Ayan. So yes, Sir Tyrone and Ma'am Jamila. Okay, so let's go ahead and proceed with the next scenario. Another 1 minute. As part of the company administrators, what communication ingredient would you consider during union picket? So as part of a company administrator, what communication ingredient would you consider during union pickets? Probably this is like a huddle, no, not a huddle, but like an organized meeting, seminar, or let's just say yung company-wide na siguro celebration or gathering, company-wide. So what communication ingredient would you consider during union pickets? So what are those ingredients po? Three. So 17, so 18. Or 5, so ayan. Eight. Let me check your answers. So we have here from Sir Lance, brevity and context. We have clarity and brevity from Sir Roland. Ma'am Manalyn, brevity and context. Ma'am Christina, brevity and clarity. So we have from Sir John, context and brevity. Clarity and context from Sir Tyrone. Then brevity and context from Ma'am Sarah. Clarity and context from Sir Jeric. We have from Ma'am Jamila, clarity and context. Then we have here from Sir Rolando, clarity and context. Context and value from Sir Paul. And from Sir Oppo, clarity and context. Oppo. Okay. So let's go ahead and reveal the answers. So let's check if meron bang nakasagot dito. But again, all of your answers are accepted. Answers, clarity and value. So let's check if meron bang clarity and value dito. Clarity and value, clarity and context, brevity and context, clarity and value. Wala. But anyway, most of the answers kasi are hindi natin alam on our own perspective. But your answers are all accepted. Thank you very much. So walang may pakis dyan. Let's go ahead with the third scenario po. Third scenario we have here. As part of the emergency response team, which of the communication ingredients should be prioritized during emergency situation, which is, so by the way, relevant to the current situation that we have there at PGH. So, part of the emergency response team, which of the communication ingredients should be prioritized during emergency situation. So send in your answers in our chat box. I'll give you again another minute. It's already 4:20, 4:21. Yan. So, nakaka-relate tayo sa sitwasyon na to. Yan sa mga taga-PGH ngayon. So, what should be prioritized during emergency situation? What ingredient? Okay? 9. Ayan, may humahabol. Sige, let me go ahead and reveal the answers. 10. Ayan, meron pa. Let's check 11. 12. Ayan, may humahabol pa. So we have here clarity and brevity. So from Sir Lance, clarity and brevity, then from Christina, clarity and brevity from Sir Paul, clarity and brevity from the Opo, from Mom na Opo, clarity and brevity. Most of your answers are actually clarity and brevity. So let me check if tama ba yung majority of the answers, clarity and brevity. Ayan. Wala talagang ibang sagot, clarity and brevity. Hindi mo na kailangan magiging impactful sa situation na to. All right, let me check and reveal the answer. And you are all correct. So clarity and brevity is the right answer. Yay! So yay daw sabi ni Sir ni Sir Jerry. Yay daw sabi din ni Sir Lance. So you guys were able to really understand our discussion earlier. So let me go ahead and give everyone the heart. Ayan. May pa-heart. Okay, of course, because all of you got it right. So bibigyan lahat ng heart. Hindi ako madamot sa emoji ngayon. So ayan. Medyo nag-allergies ako siguro sa sa dust. Yung ilong ko medyo nagre-react. Nagre-react yung nose. So ayan, very good everyone. Let's proceed with the next situation kapag meron pa. As a parent, which of the communication ingredient would you be focusing when you are reprimanding your child? As a parent, which of communication ingredient would you be focusing when you are reprimanding your child? So go ahead, send in your answers po. When you are a parent, which communication ingredient would you be focusing when you are reprimanding your child? Six. So may 6 na. Siyam. Let's see if we have the same na answer. Mag-a-answer din ako mamaya. Charot. Well, pero ang dami kasing pwede natin isagot dito, no? As a parent, which of the communication ingredient would you be focusing on when you're reprimanding a child? So marami tayong pwedeng ilagay. But let's check kung tama ba yung nasa isip ko. Mine is actually clarity and value. Let's see if tama ba. Value and clarity din. Oh, most kayo lahat, clarity and value. Impact and value from Sir Lance. Eto, bigyan natin si Sir Lance ng pa-heart. Value and impact din kay Sir Rod. Clarity and value kay Sir Roland. From Sir Josh, impact and value. Impact and value from Ma'am Sarah. Clarity and value from Ma'am Christina. Clarity and value from Sir Tyron. We have from Sir Jerry, clarity and value. Value and impact naman kay Ma'am Maneline. Clarity and value naman sa ating Oppo CPH2159 user. And then we also have from Sir Roland, clarity and value. From Ma'am Hope, clarity and value. Value and clarity from Ma'am Jamila. From Sir Rolando, value and clarity. So let's check if tama ba yung mga sagot natin. That it is clarity and value. So let's check. Impact and value. So, impact and value is the correct answer. So, tignan natin kung sino yung nakatama dito. Nakatama. From Ma'am Manilyn. Ma'am Manilyn has impact and value. Ayan. Impact and value din from Ma'am Sarah. Oh, make your message memorable and valuable. Impact and value from Sir Josh. And from Sir Paul. From Sir Lance as well. So, very good. Very good. So, merong nakakorek sa atin. Congratulations. Congratulations. Now, as your batch highest honor, which of the communication ingredients should you prioritize while you're giving your speech across the graduates during graduation? So, as your batch highest honor, which of the communication ingredients should you prioritize while giving your speech across the graduates? So you go ahead and answer that one. I'll give you again another minute. All right, so 11, 12. Okay, so let me read your answers here. We have impact on value. Let's start from the very beginning. Impact on context from Sir Lance. Then we have here value and impact from Sir Tyrone, context and impact from Ma'am Zara. Then we also have here impact and context from Sir Paul, impact and value from Sir Jerry, context and impact from Ma'am Jamila. From Ma'am Christina naman, we have impact and value. Then we also have context and value from Sir Roland, impact and context from Sir John, impact and value from Sir Rolando. Then we have from Ma'am Maneline, context and impact. Then we have from Ma'am Jamila, impact and value. Then impact and context from Ma'am Lilibel. Okay. So let's check if tama ba yung mga sagot natin. Revealing of the answers, we have here context and value. Let me check kung may tama ba. Context and value. Context and value. We have from Sir Roland. Sir Roland Palomar, context and value. Then we also have here from ayan, from Sir Roland. Roland, where is it? Roland Palomar. So Sir Roland Palomar got the unique answer. Congratulations. Siya lang nag-iisa. But yes, again, all your answers are actually acceptable. It actually depends upon us. But yung medyo ingredients talaga na ipa-prioritize natin are those. Okay? We still have here. Let's say that you are accused of committing a crime. Which of the communication ingredients should you prioritize while giving your statement? Let's say that you are accused of committing a crime, and which of the communication ingredients should you prioritize while giving your statement to the authority? Pili kayo. Baka yung message na mabibigay mo ay mayroong impact. Or di ba kaya relevant context? You are going to lead your prosecutors or you're going to lead the lawyers to the ano. So yun, what ingredient po? So 8, 9. Let me check. Context and clarity from Sir Rod. Ano, let's use the heart this time because baka mawala ako. So let's use the heart this time. Context and clarity. Clarity and context from Sir Tyrone din. Clarity and brevity from Sir Jerry. Clarity and context from Ma'am Sarah. Clarity and context then from Sir Lance. Clarity and context from Sir Roland. Then most of you are clarity and context. Clarity and impact from Ma'am Christina. Context and clarity from Ma'am Manalyn. Tapos may smiley pa. Clarity and context from Ma'am Jamila. So let's see if sino ang may tama dito sa situation na to. Clarity and brevity. Make your point clearly and make your point quickly. Baka kasi meron pa kayong masagot na hindi kailangan isagot. So clarity and brevity. Clarity, tignan natin kung sino yung naka-correct. Ayan, si Sir Jerry, clarity and brevity. Nag-yehey na siya eh. Clarity and brevity. So clarity and brevity is the right answer. Ayan, kaya pala nag-yehey na siya dito. Ayan, perfect. Kasi siya lang yung nakakuha ng tama. So thank you very much. Thank you so much for joining the activity. I really appreciate it. Despite the challenge or despite the emergency that you have there from our PGH participants. So let's go ahead and proceed with the second part, strategic communication in the workplace. Naging-mumu na naman tong aking keyboard. But yeah, strategic communication in the workplace. So goals of strategic communication is that having an effective and strategic way of communication is vital to every organization, no matter what the industry. Proper communication accounts to 80% of your organization's success. Therefore, you need to focus on the 3 areas. We have your content, conversation, and connectivity. So again, the goals of strategic communication in the workplace focuses on these 3 areas: content, conversation, connectivity. Creating personalized information, ideas, and experience that speak to the workforce. That's content. Conversation, it is developing a dialogue with the workforce that encourages interactions and evokes emotions to drive action. While in connectivity naman, making information easier to consume to be delivering by delivering the right message to the right person at the right time using the right assets or digital assets. So that's connectivity. So again, content, conversation, and connectivity are the 3 areas that you have to focus when we talk about strategic communication in the workplace. So 5 effective organizational communication strategies. Create a corporate communication plan. So that's 1. Failing to plan is planning to fail. So if you don't have an internal communication plan in place, drop everything else and build one first. Of course, it's very important. It's basic when we talk about organization when we talk about business. So without a plan, you won't have a clear roadmap to implement effective communication in your business. That's very important talaga. Because without a plan, it won't be clear. We don't have a clear goals to achieve. Wala tayong clear na path na dadaanin. So, yun. Mawawala lang lahat yung mga pinagtatrabahuan natin. Encourage one-to-one conversations. So not every concern can be appropriately discussed in a group setting. For example, you may want to address a personal grievance or performance issue. And in such cases, it's much better to initiate a private chat. So again, one of the effective organizational communication strategy is when you encourage one-on-one conversation. Because again, a group discussion will not apply to every situation. Much more if in that particular situation it requires more focus, like if it requires like person to person connection talaga, lalo na kapag merong escalation, yung personal grievance, yung performance issue, kasi yung iba they're not comfortable sharing this information to other people. Meron ding iba na masalan when talking about performance. So they're not comfortable having these issues or having these topics discussed with other people. So that's why it's very much encouraged to have a one-on-one conversation. Sprinkle a little humor. Workplace communication is usually a serious endeavor. You often convey information that's intense, but a series of serious interactions can put workers in a negative mindset. So the next time you're communicating something to your employees, try to make them laugh. So it is really very important. It's an additional ingredient, no? That when you are communicating with your people or with your folks, pitch in a little joke, pitch in a little humor, so that hindi lang yung mindset na lang, seryoso talaga to, baka ganito ganyan. So yun. So when you are someone that knows how to throw in jokes in a most relevant and in a most effective way, then your conversation will be yung conversation yung magiging live, magiging mas masagana at mas magiging impactful. Conducting more open sessions. Meetings are seen as a dull affair, especially when just one or two people are doing most of the talking. So, but that doesn't mean all meetings are bad. So, lalo na kapag si manager lang yung nakatokang magsalita, not accepting ideas from the members. So basically, nagiging boring in discussion. Now, this meeting can be designed to encourage every employee to speak up and talk about their work, probably asking their insights, their opinions, and things, their experiences, and any concerns or suggestions. It's important that in a meeting you are also open to everything. As a manager, it's not gonna be solely your job to talk and speak every time that you have a meeting. So you can also ask them about their experiences, probably making them feel comfortable, So, yun ganyan. So conduct a more open sessions. Next, we have cultivate a habit of active listening. No doubt, writing and talking clearly are crucial for proper communication. But managers and other employees should also know how to listen. Poor listening undermines communication and defeats the purpose of effective collaboration. Without the right listening skills, messages are more likely to be misunderstood. Kasi tayo, when we listen, no, the only reason why we listen is that so that we can respond. So that we have para meron tayong ika-rebut. But sometimes we also have to step back and move back and say, listening to understand. I am listening to understand the situation. It requires active listening. So cultivate that habit. Again, 5 effective organizational communication strategies. Cultivate the habit of active listening. Conduct a more open session. Sprinkle a little humor. Encourage one-on-one conversation. And create a corporate communication plan. Questions? Questions, everyone?
None so far po.
Thank you po. Was that Ma'am Christina? I can actually see. Thank you so much for confirming. So I have here a question for everyone. None so far. Thank you, Ma'am Sarah. So I have your question. What could be the reason why there are miscommunications? So what could be the reason why there are miscommunications? Probably because it was not communicated clearly. The clarity of the communication being forwarded. So yun, nagamit yung ano natin. And the clarity, let's just say. So merong miscommunication kapag hindi klaro, yun talaga yung number one. So meron tayong sagot dito sa ating chat box. Sabi niya is, lack of communication po, clarity also from Sir Tyron. So yun, lack of communication is a miscommunication. And of course, clarity, yes. Information is not concise from Ma'am Christina. So vague yung kanyang information. So needs pa more on clarity. Okay. So we have your confusion about the message. So siguro yung nagre-relay ng message is not that familiar, bago pa, or di kaya siya din medyong personal na confusion dun sa message. So when it is related to a person, when it is relayed to a person, mas lalong nakaka-confuse. Other than this, meron pang hahabol. So, meron pa bang hahabol na sagot? Not having an open mind from Manilin. Tama po, not having an open mind. So, miscommunication is also created when both the receiver and the sender of the message don't have open mind. Ito talaga, yes. Kapag sarado na yung utak ng isang tao, as much as your efforts concerned, hindi talaga yan papasok dun because close-minded siya. Misleading information. Ito din, misleading information. Yung baka mong paligoy-ligoy pa, no? And then, ending is na may mislead na yung mga tao. Parang, gusto ko na talaga magpagupit ng buhok. Okay, siguro kapag ganito yung, charot. So yan, misleading information. Thank you. Get a chance to develop yourself by learning new skills and earning certificates. So, ayan, nag-advertisement si Sir John Mar, guys. So, again, get a chance to develop yourself by learning new skills and earning training certificates. We have from administrative training programs up until foundation and technical training programs. We also have a list of upcoming virtual trainings that's available on our Facebook page. Kindly click on the link and you will be routed to our Facebook page, Stellar Training Consultancy Services. Thank you very much. So people misunderstand each other because when we don't provide enough context, when we communicate. So ayan, nagamit din ni Sir Jeric yung ating discussion kanina. When the context is not enough, when the context is not clear, of course, there will always be miscommunication. So people will misunderstand us or will misunderstood us because we don't provide enough context when we communicate. Wow. Thank you very much. Very good, everyone. Very good, everyone. Thank you so much. I guess it's time for us to turn our cameras on if available. Pa ang ating camera, makapag-turn on ba lahat? Awesome application. Awesome application. Correct, so diba? They were able to apply the discussion that we had earlier. Talagang na-apply nila. Thanks po, ma'am. God bless everyone. Till next time. Thank you, Sir Tyrone. Let's have our cameras turned on because, of course, Sir Junmar will capture a picture. Training certificates, training materials, and the recording were forwarded to your email addresses. So yun, napaka-agile ng ating training manager. Andun na yung mga certificates nyo sa emails nyo na nilalagay nyo associated, partnered with your application. So, ayan, let's go ahead and take our photo. Si Sir Junmar pala yung magti-take ng photo. Okay, so ready? Ready na si Sir Junmar. Si Ma'am Lily Bell ba? Walang camera. Tsaka si Ma'am Sarah. Ayan. Pabili naman po ng ice cream, Ma'am Lelel. Meron po ba kayo dyan? Nagkikrave ako ng ice cream eh. Charot lang. But anyway, yes, let's smile our bestest smile regardless of the situation. In 3, 2, 1. Captured po ba, Sir Junmar? Perfect, perfect. Thank you so much, everyone. And I hope that the learnings that you acquire in this afternoon's training session will be applied. You actually started applying it already. Thank you so much. So much. Beautiful, strong people. Take care, everyone. I'm not going to say goodbye because
Thank you,
of course we're
ma'am.
going to see each other again with you're welcome po with your next stellar training.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you
Ingat
very
po.
much. Ingat. God bless.
Thank
You're
you,
welcome po. I'm gonna be
Thank you so much.
happy eating, Sir
Stay safe,
Lon.
everyone. Take
Happy
PGH.
eating. You're welcome po. Happy
Thank
eating,
you.
everyone.
Thank you
Happy
po.
eating talaga. Bye-bye
Bye
po.
po.
God bless
Bye,
everyone.
ma'am. Bye,
Bye
Ma'am
po. Bye.
Lynn. Ma'am Lynn,
Stay
bye.
safe. Bye-bye.
Ma'am
Bye.
Stay
Christina
safe.
Gabion. Bye-bye po.
Bye ho.
Yes po. Thank
Bye,
you. Salamat po. See you
Thank you
again
din
po.
po.
Bye, ma'am. Bye,
Welcome.
Ma'am Jelisa.
Bye, Ma'am Hope. Bye, Ma'am Manani.
Christina Gabiana. Ingat ka po
Bye po.
dyan.
Ingat po
Ingat
kayo.
po. Please pray for PGH.
Yes po. PGH and all staff of PGH po will pray for all your safety. Ingat po
Thank
kayong
you so
lahat
much
dyan.
po.
Bye-bye po.
Bye, ma'am. Bye, Ma'am Lynn.